and welcome to this introduction to the Iliad Hackathon teams. My name is Bente Liljaby, and I'm going to briefly give an introduction to the whole webinar. I am the innovation manager, but in this capacity today, I am speaking to you on behalf of the Hackathon Organizing Committee. Tom Red from Hoboken is unfortunately not able to make it today, for he has good excuses. But we will meet one of the hosts that will host us on the physical meeting in Oslo in the 11th and 12th. Before that, though, there's a lot of work to be done in the teams. And we will introduce the teams very quickly. 4 minutes is what you have, all of you. And we will allow some questions for clarification. And we hope that those of you who are not yet part of a team, that you find a team of your interest based on this introduction, and know that there are more deeper or more detailed descriptions of the different teams on our Google Drive. So with that, I think we can start the introduction. We are still in the online version of the hackathon, and we hope that you are ready to really intensify your work now and building up to the 2 days that we will spend in Oslo together. Okay. Sophia here will guide you through the different teams. As you can tell, I'm actually in an authentic coastal area. This is the ocean. This is how it looks. And you can see, you know, here are some connectivity that antenna there. And you can understand that ocean and gathering data about the ocean is sometimes very challenging. I just wanted to illustrate that for you. Now, Sophia, let's get started to hear about the different teams.
Thank you, Bente. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia, and I'm here, that severe person today who will actually introduce each team, give the floor to each team, and a word if they are running out of time. And the first team I'm actually inviting to make a presentation is a team that is developing a project, Jellyfish Joyride. Dori Edelist will present us something divine. Dori, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you well.
All right, excellent. So here goes quick 4 minutes. The ocean is large. There are a lot of jellyfish in there, and we would all like to know when they will come, when they will go, which species, etc. And in order to do that, we need to have data. The data that we are procuring is called citizen science. We're taking it from people. Our sensors are human, and that is unique because finding these amazing creatures and taking photographs of them and reporting them is always a challenge in offshore settings. And what we need to do and what we aim to do in this hackathon is have sort of like, you see one jellyfish swallowing another. We want the global data sets of biodiversity to be able to digest the citizen science data that we are producing. So that's a nice little allegory there. And the way to do that is through standardization. When we asked jellyfish experts, what do they need done? It became apparent that we need to standardize the data, harmonize it according to well-established best practices. We formed a network, as you can see on the right, of 13 different organizations from across the Mediterranean. Here's a bigger map. And we received data from 4 of those initiatives, and we want to standardize the data that's coming out of them. So we have for each initiative, we have one from Spain, one from Italy, one from Malta, and one from Israel. From each of these, we have a data set. And the way we standardize the data set is according to a well-recognized standard called Darwin Core. We are going to put them into columns, and these fields have meanings like the ID of the occurrence, scientific name of the animal that we are seeing, the place where it was viewed, who made the observation, how he made the observation, how they made the observation, etc. So some fields are mandatory in order to get the Darwin core into the global data sets. For example, this is for OBIS, which is a International Ocean Biodiversity Information System. And we have different data sets that are also repositories that are also EU. So all of these fields, we are going to see how they were in Spain, Italy, and Malta, how they were provided. And if you can see the screen now, I don't know if you can see the LinkedIn page that I'm displaying. Can you see a LinkedIn page right now, or still the presentation?
We see the slides. We are seeing the presentation.
All right, so I'm gonna need to stop sharing. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Now, all right. So this person is called Dimitri. Dimitri has been yeah. Can you see Dimitri?
Yes.
All right. So Dimitri has been working with me on standardization, and he has also helped me produce in. Wait. He has helped me produce these fields in a way that that we are right now writing code in Python in order to get them all into those that structure that is necessary for production in global repositories. And we will be sharing this. I'll share this link in the chat right now. And we will be helping with looking at the different fields and how we can sort of squish them into that one formula that is good for everyone so that we may be able to do what we do in Israel. We'll be able to do it globally. So that's about it. I will share the link in the chat. Thank you for being with us. And if you want to come help us, we have plenty of work to do, as Bente mentioned. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Dori. Any questions to Dori? Okay, no questions. If you have questions, you can actually put it into the chat and we will ask Dori. I hope, Dori, you will stay with us. Thank you very much. And we're going to the next team. Next team is Raindrop. Benedicte Hoft, please. Can you please turn on sound and camera, introduce yourself, your team, and what is your goal for the hackathon?
Sure. Thanks. Thank you so much. I think that now I'm unmuted and with my camera, right?
We can hear you and we can see you.
Perfect. I will share my screen. I have a little presentation. Entire screen. All right, so I'm Benedict from a company called Blue Oasis, and we're developing a tool that is called Raindrop, and that's what we want to integrate into the Ocean Data Platform. So just very quick words on our company. So we have 3 focus areas. The first one is on maritime and renewables, focusing on fluid dynamics and numerical modelings. The other one is underwater acoustics. All sorts of things that we do there, including doing measurements ourselves, modeling, propagating, environmental impact assessment. We try to capture the whole range of analysis that we can do in underwater acoustic. And the last one, which is actually the support for the two, is the digitalization. So how we can make digital twins for both of them to support those 2 teams. So we are 14 people in total. Actually, we got just 2 new people today, so 16. We're based in Portugal and in the Netherlands. And so we really thrive to develop new solutions for renewable energy and ocean cleaning. And this is just very quickly some things that we do, but you see here that it's computational fluid dynamics, so to model flows around turbines, and here platform. This is acoustics, so this is our own device with a hydrophone to record the underwater noise, and this is an output of Raindrop, which I'll detail a little bit further. And we use a lot of artificial intelligence models, interactive dashboards, IoT, to facilitate the processing of data and the visualization of information, not stopping at the data, but making useful information out of it. And so now Raindrop, what is it? So it's a propagation, underwater propagation tool, underwater noise, propagation tool. So it's a Python-based software that uses third-party libraries that are open source. And we wrap them up to make it a lot easier to make noise maps. So we take as input the bathymetry of a location, the metocean data, so particularly the salinity and the water temperature, and noise sources. So in this case, the noise source, those points here, they're ships that are sailing around. So we get the IS data of the ships. We model them as noise sources, and you see where the noise is propagating. And we can do that in real time on our machines. We can so get all the data in real time and compute the noise maps in real time. But we would like to extend that and link it to digital twin of the ocean, and that's why we want to integrate it into the ocean data platform. So here's the team behind it. So Tiago is the main developer. Me, I'm the lead of the digital twin team in Blue Oasis. Joe is really responsible for the DevOps, and Carolina is more on the environmental impact, and she's helping with testing the software. And to understand a bit what the tool does, so it works in two steps. The first one is to calculate from the inputs all the acoustic nodes, so basically all the combination of sounds that can be done at this location under those conditions. This takes a lot of time and computational power. And after that, when this is calculated, you basically input your noise sources, and it propagates relatively quickly. And we would like to try to do both on the Ocean Data Platform. So more specifically, what we would like to do is to manage to install and run our tool. So either directly on the workspace or via Dockers, and assess how much we can run. So the more frequencies you do, the wider the use case, the space you do, you need more computational power. So try to see how much we can do with the available workspace and the task, and see how we can visualize it within the Jupyter notebook, knowing that, again, we have some limitation in CPUs. That's one thing, so running our tool. The other one is sharing the data, so both the inputs and the outputs, having all the data sets that are readily available. And the last thing is the data ingestion. So how can we automatically input more data? So when you start a new use case or new location, when the metocean conditions are changing, so for example, it gets colder because it's night, then your sound speed will change inside in the water. So you need to rerun some things. So this is basically the three things that we would like to do through this hackathon. So integrating Raindrop into the Ocean Data Platform.
Okay, thank you, Benedict. Any questions? Do we have any questions? No question. Maybe I have a question. Benedict, have you thought about who can be end user of your solution? Have you thought about it? Like what type of organization, what industry?
So there are different types. So one very important is marine conservation. So there are more and more regulations about the level of noise, the sound pressure levels that you're allowed to do to have in your own water. So that could be that is one way. So now we do the modeling, but you can couple it with some measurements and validate, and have really. Then you have the ability to have alarms when the sound pressure levels are too high. which would mean that some operation needs to stop or these kind of things. So this is environmental conservation. And this is also quite important. We have a project now running regarding offshore wind turbines because they also produce a lot of noise. So trying to understand the impact of that is quite important. So those are the things that we are looking at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. And actually, good luck within the hackathon and beyond. And next team I'm inviting to present is Aquaculture Risk Matrix. Christopher, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yep, good to be with you and pleased to be involved in this hackathon. Aquaculture Risk Metrics, metrics, figures, numbers, is a holistic risk assessment platform on the web designed initially for the insurance industry. So in Norway, we're working. Aquaculture is a major industry. And what we're doing is leveraging advanced technology and data to make the industry more aware, let's say, of the risks there are. Our idea is holistic risk assessment. I think we have identified together with the insurance industry the key risks that are currently observed. Environmental perils are there as well. That's something that we've started tracking. So over the lifetime of this project, we hope to have by the end of 2025 a holistic view of the risks around fish farming along the coast of Norway. So we have the entire coast of Norway under observation. The perils that have surfaced, if you like, in terms of losses in the last couple of decades, algae bloom is a clear one. The root causes for algae bloom is something that's under investigation. The monitoring of algae bloom is highly complex. We hope by the end of this project to have basically a better monitoring of algae bloom, the harmful variety, HAB. Windstorm is a peril. The cages for the fish farms are along the coast. They can be battered against the coast. Storms can disrupt the cages and the fish can escape. So we're collecting data for risk analysis as well as early warning. The cages can be moved. They are anchored. And then this constant monitoring is the idea of our platform on the DTO. So on the DTO, identifying the relevant parameters for risk, we have a search for the best data sources available throughout the network in our project, but also out there for the data providers, and then incorporate this data in an interoperable way on the DTO and analyze and visualize it. So our solution is, as I've said before, a holistic risk assessment of risks around the aquaculture industry. We want to provide historic, near real-time data on the relevant perils to enable better informed decision-making on risk management and on risk transfer, being insurance. Challenges in the hackathon. So we are basically working with Hub Ocean and Sintef Nord. Those are our two key partners. Sintef Nord, two of our partners are in the hackathon as well. This integration of the Copernicus ocean model into aquaculture risk metrics is certainly a challenge. Right now we're using Met.no's Nordkust 800. We are looking into the insurance industry, wanted us to do this as well, oil spill risk. So to research and implement information on oil drilling locations, geocoded, relevant to fish farming activities. And then generally the data interoperability is something that we're committed to in our Iliad project. So those are basically the three key areas we see and would be interested in getting feedback via the hackathon. And then, as I mentioned, our partners, we are a specialist tech consulting firm based in Munich, BLB Bente Bühne, you will know through the project, Syntef Digital, Hubocean, and NTNU. And we're working together with AXA, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. AXA involved in the co-design process. And then we are starting now to talk to the fish farming companies and other actors along the value chain. So thanks very much for having me on board.
Thank you, Christopher. It was almost ideal timing. Any questions to Christopher? I can't see them in the chat, but you can raise your hand and ask if you have. Okay, no questions at the moment. And we are going to the next team. Next team is C. Lama, Gerald, Lion, or Yeva. Are you here? The floor is yours.
Thanks very much, Sophia. I'll just start sharing my screen there momentarily. You can let me know if you see it.
Not yet. Now we see.
Perfect. Yes. Just going to go into presentation mode. Hi everyone, my name is Eva Linehan. I'm from the Marina Institute. We're based in Ireland and we encompass the National Oceanographic Data Centre for Ireland as well. So we have a lot of different departments, and I suppose I'll just go into a little bit about the name and where we, I suppose, got the project idea. So CLAMA is the name of our team. For those familiar with language models, we're looking at using language model techniques such as knowledge graph RAG to leverage unstructured marine data. Our fisheries department do a lot of sensitivity analysis for fisheries off our coast. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of literature to go through, and that's where we got the idea to maybe use some technology like language models and knowledge graph RAG to actually leverage some of this unstructured marine data. So also for those familiar with app development and language models, we have a nice little icon here for Llama, which is the language model we're looking to use, and Docker as well, which is our container that we're looking to spin up. So in terms of what we're hoping to achieve over the hackathon, we want to use knowledge graph RAG and language model methods to access and query unstructured marine data from PDFs. For those who don't know knowledge graphs, it's a really nice way of taking unstructured data like text and actually mapping out the relationships between different nodes or points in the data. It's really easy to traverse that data and access that data. Google, AWS, a lot of large kind of tech companies use these graph databases. And so it's a great way if you can automatically take something like a PDF and generate these huge knowledge graphs. It's a nice way to traverse the data, and then looking at language model methods to actually ask questions of your data and get kind of really good answers back that are inferred from different embedding models. So we're looking at generating knowledge graphs automatically from marine PDFs, having a Q&A chatbot just to show, the information we can be getting back. Using an LLM embedding model for those queries. You can see kind of a nice diagram here of having a support agent, having your embedding model that will take your text and actually, derive semantic meaning from that, creating a vector index and a similarity search to traverse these knowledge graphs that we've automatically generated, and using your LLM model again to give you back an answer. So we're really focusing, I suppose, on the tech side as well. We're looking at using Docker, we're looking at using Neo4j, which is a really good graph database solution, and having this all containerized and just exploring not just the technology, but how it scales as well for our use case. So yeah, and I suppose just to introduce our team members as well, I suppose there's myself. So I'm an EU project data coordinator with a bit of experience in data management and machine learning POCs. We have as well, Gerald Lyons, who's our EU data services engineer in the Marine Institute with experience in app development and DevOps. And we've also had James Gillard join us as well as a data scientist. So James is a system engineer turned data scientist, research vessel crew with a background in maritime technology as well. So his skills and expertise have been really good to, I suppose, flesh out this team. So yeah, that's what we're working on for the moment. Always happy to have more on board if there's anybody interested. And all my details will be shared as well. So yeah, that's us.
Thank you, Eva. Do we have any questions to Eva? I guess everything was extremely clear at the moment. Anyway, we are going to the next team, and next team is working on project Oslo Fjord Digital Twin. And Bente, the floor, grass, and the ocean is yours.
Yes. Okay. I will ask if Arne Jørgen is still with us. He might complete what I'm about to say. I don't have any slides with me now, but what I can say is that the Oslo Fjord digital twin of the ocean is the ambition is to build based on existing resources in and around the Oslo Fjord area in Norway, and the different technologies and solutions we have developed in Iliad, and use that on the Oslo Fjord. The Oslo Fjord is namely under peril. It is very polluted. We are worried about the ecosystem. We are worried about the water quality for people who are want to take a swim. We are worried about the fisheries industry in that area, in the Oslo Fjord. So we have identified 3 tasks to begin with, and one is related to water quality. This is, by the way, directly extracted from the Norwegian authorities, both the national authorities for the environmental agency, the government, and also the local government and municipality. So we are then, based on that, addressing water quality. We want to measure and collect as much information and data as possible about the water quality. We have distributed or very fragmented data sets. So there's a need to harmonize those data in order to put them all together to be better informed. So that's one task. It also, the second is citizen science. We want to look at the citizen science data and see if we can, if not yet, on standards like Darwin Core or other relevant international formats that is then possible to harmonize with other type of data, and we want to make that available. We also want to look at how we can use or contribute to the ocean information model that is being developed under Iliad together with the standardization bodies such as OGC. And the third is biodiversity. So you mentioned, Eva here mentioned knowledge graphs, and that is also the topic of biodiversity. What we want to look at knowledge graphs and how that can be used. We have contaminants. We want to see what type of contaminants and how they are influencing the food webs. So there will be a mix there of research because it's apparently not very well known. So there will be some desktop research and also collecting data and see what we can put together in models, etc. And we will be using the Ocean Data Platform, so from Hub Ocean, to harmonize and visualize as much as possible. We have sensors in the Oslo Fjord, so we hope to have some actually new sensors connected in a digital twin during this hackathon. If nothing wrong happens now, we will have some of the drifters that's already in Iliad to put out in the Oslo Fjord and see and connect that to the rest of the information. We also have sensors from the participants. Oslo Met, Alex, I will give you the floor shortly afterwards, but Alex is hosting us at Oslo Met at the on-site hackathon. They have a couple of sensors that might be useful. Then we have, I think we have 7 institutions in the Oslo Fjord area that will participate. We are more than 20 people distributed on those 3 tasks. And in the spirit of Iliad, we will integrate, they are collectively forming this twin, so we get a holistic view of the Oslo Fjord. I think Arne Jørgen, do you want to add something to to what I've said?
Yes, I have also added in the chat some references to some of the data sets. So we have the ferry box metocean data from the Oslo Kiel ferry that goes back and forth every day. We have drifters that we will have various places in the Oslo Fjord, wavy drifters, and the link for that. We have just received that from Porto in Portugal today, actually, so this is just in time. We'll plan where now to have those in the fjord that we can also then relate to the models that we have for ocean current and drift. This is for pollutants and for things that move in the sea, such as algae and other things. So this will be put out in the coming days, and we'll have data from that. And also we have models. We have also online, there is something that Alex will talk about. Maybe Volker, you're online, if you can just show the drifters that we have now in our Sintef office, if you follow the camera. This will be out in the fjord. They're collecting temperature, salinity, also position, so we can see where they are and we can track them. And we will use that as part of our modeling activities. And then over to Alex, who has some additional sensors. So Alex.
Yes, hello. So I think I'll share the screen to show you where the first day of the hackathon will take place. Here, I guess you see the screen now.
It's double click to enter full screen mode. Now we see it. Yes, there it is.
Very good.
Yep, good.
Yes. So my name is Alex Alcocer. I'm a professor in robotics and control at Oslo Met. And I sit here in this ocean lab, which is in the center of Oslo. And that's where we will have the first day of the hackathon. So as you see, it is very near the water. So it makes it very simple to go and test equipment. And we plan to have some cameras installed. I will show you. And this is part of another EU project that it's called ANERIS. It's an ongoing project. And what we are doing at Oslo Met in this project is to develop a low-cost cabled subsea observatory. So the idea is to have several of these cameras that can have is a short cable, maybe 100 meters max length, but it's enough to cover a lot of interesting areas in coastal regions. This is a picture of the prototype, one of the first prototypes of this camera. And the type of things that you can do, this is an example of one of the partners in the project, UPC in Barcelona. And it's obvious that you can use these cameras then, if they are deployed over a long time, to automate the process of fish identification. But there are many other data points that can be extracted by using the video and the audio signal. So yes, so we hope to be able to have some of you working with this data. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Alex, and back to Bente.
Yes, and I see also Hare Krishna was here. He's going to lead the work for citizen science. I just want to mention that. Let me see. Yeah, Hare Krishna, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yes. From the Institute of Marine Research.
Yeah, so we are basically working on the also have a part to integrate the data coming from the citizen science into the Iliad Hackathon.
And again, we hope that we can see how even using citizen science to improve the ocean information model for mutual benefit. So that will be also an interoperability challenge. And Arne Jørgen and I, we are we are sort of mentoring this Oslofjord digital twin team. And Arne Jørgen, you and me also, we are very much in wanting to make things interoperable. So when Arne, when you are presenting the team on interoperability, we will all see that actually we will look at interoperability when relevant between those different teams. I hope you are all ready for that, as long as it is mutual benefit. So we have Meteorological Institute with us. We have the University of Oslo, several institutes there. We have OsloMet, you met Alex, several Syntaps, NOR and Digital, and Institute of Marine Research. We have the Norwegian Biodiversity, NMBU, Institute for Agriculture, I might say, University for Agriculture. And so we are...
Biosciences, actually.
Yes, biosciences.
Well, in this context also.
Yes, yes.
But of course, we have the pollutant fertilization from the agriculture that is much impacting the fjord. So that's also an interesting aspect.
Yeah. So I think that's, this is way more than 4 minutes. Sophia, apologies.
But, you know, Svante, I'm looking at the sky and at hills behind you, and I'm understanding that you are promoting actually a physical event of the hackathon at Oslo.
At the same time, yeah, enjoy the view.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, the team. And I don't see any questions in the chat, so we can go to the next team. Our next team is Digital Twin for Aquaculture. Francisco and Nicolas, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, we can.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, so hello, everyone. I'm Fran from CTN, and we're going to be developing a project for this hackathon that's called DT for Aqua. So it's a digital twin for aquaculture, and we wanted to keep it like a little bit general because it's going to be a tool that can be really flexible. So anyone can kind of design in 3D their own aquaculture farm and have some inputs from different databases and use them in order to predict tensions in the cages and those kind of things. Okay. So first of all, let me introduce you to the team. So we're right now all the participants from CTN, but we're still open to any other people that want to join, and especially people interested in learning things in 3D. We're using Unity for our application. We really wanted to take a step ahead into visualization in this project and focus it in making it visually appealing, so it can be used as a really good decision-making tool. So for what we are doing, the challenge is designing a flexible aquaculture tool that allows the user to design their own farm. So we are going to use 3D for that. And we also have the objective of having real-time weather data from different sources that we will see later, so that we can use those weather inputs to calculate other parameters from the aquaculture cages, such as tension, as I said. And the most interesting thing, or one of the most interesting things for me, is the fact that we're going to get tension values without installing sensors. So we are like removing the most expensive parts of this, and we aim to get a really good predictive model so that we can make it reliable. So first of all, the data acquisition and processing. We thought at first about using the MeteoBlue API because we found it really easy to use, and also it had the main parameters that we will need, which are significant wave height, C-current direction, and C-current speed. So with this API, we will communicate with the front end in Unity and then one backend in Python in order to do all the calculations for the predictive model. Here's just a look at the database architecture that we designed. So this application will have like organizations with users. Then each users will have all their farms that they have designed, and the users can also access the farms that other users have designed but not modify them. And then inside the farms we have cages which have also a lot of different parameters. So the user can decide which is the size of the cages, the radius, the height, everything, also the positions, and then decide which species are inside every cage and define some thresholds for the ropes so that the application can warn you if you are going above some of those tension thresholds. Here we have the main goal of the application, which is to observe in real time the deformation of the aquaculture cages due to weather conditions. And we're going to use, as I said, those three parameters mainly, which are wave height, current direction, current speed. And also, we're going to use net deformation data that we have from a previous project in CDN. And the output from these input parameters will be the total net deformation of the cage and also the tensions that the cages are undergoing. So we will have like different inputs, as I said. Here are the data providers, MeteoBlue, EmutNet, IOD, and ifremer. So for the 3D applications, we have the first screen, which is the register and login screen for the application. Here, the user will log in and have their own accounts. After that, this will be the first thing that the user will see. The second screen, which is the form creation allocations, we will have an European map. And here you can see there are different aquaculture forms already registered. Here the user will be able to create new forms, and then also have like a total number of forms and cages here on the top left. We'll be able to edit, to delete. This is still work in progress, but we believe that there will be a lot of options in this interface for the users. So once the user has selected one of the locations of the forms that they have previously defined or that other user has defined, they will go into the 3D visualization. And there's like a fourth screen that we have not developed yet, but the user should be able to select each one of these cases and see it in detail so that they can see how it moves with the water, maybe more details about how many pivots the cage has and everything. And yeah, this is basically all from me. As I said, we really wanted to give it like 3D visualization focus for this application. So instead of focusing on the data that we have, we want to make it easy to use, visually appealing, and also have like a big data set of all the aquaculture farms that have been built in Europe, and also have like some functionalities to allow users to create like fake farms, let's say. So not real ones, but maybe aquaculture farms that they are thinking about building, or imaginary cases, let's say, suppositions. So yeah, that's it from me. So if there's any questions.
Thank you, Francisco. I don't see any questions. Yes, I don't see any questions, and I don't have questions as well. Thank you very much for the presentation. And we are going to the next team. Next team is going to work on project digitalization of ocean natural analogs. Muhammad Zarar, are you here? The floor is yours. Actually, I don't see Muhammad, probably something with connection, and he will join us later. In this case, I will give the floor to Digital Twin of the Ocean and Ocean Information Model Interoperability Project. Arne, Are you here? The floor is yours.
Okay, so the interoperability aspect is actually something that goes across a number of the teams. As you might know, there is a number of digital twins of the ocean projects. Iliad is one. We also have EDITO, the European Digital Twin of the Ocean, and we have the UN Ocean Decade DITO, Digital Twin of the Ocean. Across all of these initiatives, there are activities on how we can ensure interoperability between data and between services and tools. Iliad's input on this is the use of semantic technologies and the creation of an ocean information model that we have available using semantic technologies such as RDF and link data. So this is something we have a team working on that will be able to relate this to some of the actual, say, case-oriented teams that we have heard about. And they will be able to support the case-oriented or problem-oriented teams with these interoperability technologies. So it will be a kind of cross-team support team that has this. They are also creating a demonstrator that will be presented on how you easily can support interoperability, particular data interoperability in the context of these various teams we have. So that will be also, we have also a webinar that has been created previously on this. We will send out some link to this, and we'll also be able to follow that up with the various teams. So that means that besides being able to support the various teams in any challenges on interoperability, we will also have a separate demonstrator that shows how this can be automated and supported as much as possible. So then we will come back to that also with a link to the webinar as we go forward. So that's basically what we have. I don't know if we have any on the team members on the call that want to add anything. But basically, it's for those with an interest in semantic interoperability, technical interoperability. And these are two levels where we will support both. So semantic interoperability is on the meaning of the data, the definitions of terms using ontologies and ontology matching. But then we have also technical interoperability. We have the Hub Ocean Data Platform, and you will hear more about that in a webinar on Wednesday. And then we also have the EDITO platform and the Links to Destination Earth platform. We will also mention interoperability in terms of both technical and towards semantic interoperability on the technical level between these platforms. So that's something we'll also come back to. And anyone with an interest in that, we would be happy to hear from you, so we can also include you in this team on say, cross-team interoperability.
Okay, thank you, Arlen. Well, at the moment, we have done all the presentation. We have heard all the presentation. And if anyone has anything to say, to ask, please do it. You can turn on your microphone and camera and ask any questions or just share your thought.
Note also that Bente put in the link now, the link to the course on the Ocean Data Platform that will take place on Wednesday. So that will be an entry point for the Hub Ocean platform that we are also offering for the various teams. And then we'll also provide a link to the EDITO platform for further interoperability on that. We'll come back to this, but I'll put it in the chat already now.
Yeah, and yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to ask a question. I thought that this team was not going, I mean, I didn't see it in the list. That's why I was wondering like how it's going to work. Is it too late to join or still? No,
No,
okay.
this is fine. I guess they have been working a little bit on this ocean information model mapping, but I'll be happy to join others now during this week.
Okay,
yes,
that's great.
Yes. Yeah, Cody, you are more than welcome. We have counted on you anyways. So it's you are not late. You are on time.
Okay. Yes, I will join this Wednesday's webinar for sure. Yes.
Yeah. So for all of your teams, I'm putting on my hackathon organizer hat. for all your teams, please inform us. It would be great if you can list the data that you are using, data and model that you are using the form that Iliad has developed. I think that will be if you're using the Ocean Data platform, that will be very useful. So we will provide that template to you if you don't have it, because that's sort of a basics to make data, to prepare data, to make them, do harmonization, etc., and ingestion, prepare for ingestion, etc. So just that's something we should provide to everybody, Arne Jørgen, by the way. We haven't done so yet.
Yep.
And final thing, please do not be shy. Just talk about that you are participating in the Iliad Hackathon. Use the hashtag Iliad Hackathon 24, and we will share, among ourselves in social media that you are part of the Iliad Hackathon. We want to create a community or enhance the community, and are welcoming everybody to participate in this social event also.
Okay.